So we're in Ximen Street. This is entrance to Tanghang Street. Ximen Street's got like 3-4 different major streets, right? Tanghang being really the first one we started on. So Tanghang was where we got the initial inspiration for the work we've done down here. There's 2 or 3 bars, restaurants, which we'll show you as we're walking down, which were really the beginning of the thinking about how creative local people are. So this is the gateway to Tanghang Street. This gateway was donated by the local community, which was great, and it just kind of starts that entrance off. So what we did, very first thing we did, was we improved the streets. So you can see here's brand new surfaces gone in. We put new drainage down. We put all the services, all the utilities down, and seriously improved the quality of this street. And now it gets very busy here. So they have street parties down here. They have festivals down here. In night time, it's really busy. You have lots of street traders come and sell food here. Let's walk a little bit and we'll show you what we did. So you can see the flooring that we used, this traditional stone flooring. We tried different patterns and things to try and capture some of that historic feel. So you see the edges, we're using this smaller cobble and allow plants to grow through that. So we start to get this sort of urban wilding, a natural feel to the street. And then you can start to see, so these are some of the properties now, all existing properties. The only thing we demolished actually on this street was an old bin store that was here, right? And then now it's turned into this really cool little pop-up tea shop. So this was all the old bins. Here was a big wall, and we talked to the owners of this property, encouraged them to demolish this wall and open this wall up. And we've got some, so we were able to see into this coffee shop area. Now it's closed at the minute, but I imagine later on it'll be a bit more popular. This is one of the originals, this bar. Quite a nice refurbishment that was done there. All original properties. You can see the whole area has all these different ages of properties. These brick concrete structures from probably the 1980s. You see the other thing we did is we added in these new edges, improved these edge strips. And then this is the access up into the village. This was, got to remember, this was all kind of mud, and it was dirty, it's broken. There was sewage running down these streets. There was open drainage. It's difficult to travel. There's lots of elderly people here who found it very hard to kind of move around these streets. So this is much better now. And again, lots of edge work, developed the edges so that it started to become a bit more usable, either as seating areas or people, you'll see later, put lots of plants and they start to occupy the edges in a lot more detail. This is one of the original inspirations here. It's an ice cream shop now, but it's owned by the same guy, one of our friends. We'll talk to him on another occasion. But really this guy was one of the 2 or 3 pioneers of local people that set up a business here before anything else happened. And you'll see there's another one around the corner. These man and wife here next around the corner, they own a small coffee shop, and we'll show you. So, but since then there's many more shops, many restaurants, and this whole street becomes quite a serious night economy now in here. And it's nice to see the businesses diversifying a little bit. So let's walk a little bit more. You see there's lots of old artifacts here that we found, these old planters. All these edges were improved, encouraging people to come and plant and to come and occupy these places. As we walk down here, we see a tea coffee shop that was established very early on, just shortly before we did the work. So really this is very much about just improving the infrastructure and allowing people then to explore and be creative, really. And it's all the original people still live here. Some haven't done anything, which is fine, but many have. Walk a bit more. A lot of these patio spaces, we've done a lot of work to these to improve these edges. These are private houses, but people often come out and sit on the patios and socialise in different kind of communities. They play game, play mahjong here, play cards here, enjoying their life. It's nice. Same again, all private properties. You see that relationship. I really like this, the half level change here. It just sort of separates that threshold between the street and the private space. So you have this sort of semi-private area. And also, if you have a look now, you can see some of the different areas, the different ages of properties. Old clay house here, we'll see a lot more of that. We saw one earlier today, which had been refurbished into the calligrapher's house. Beautiful refurbishment. That's what that kind of property would have looked like. And as we work further here, you can see lots more planting, lots more urban greening going on. And what's nice about this, a lot of this is not done by us or not done by the local people or local businesses. It's done by local people just coming and occupying some of these spaces, which is great. It's exactly what we want. Let's walk a little bit further. There's many new alleys that have opened up here. These were absolutely dirty, broken, difficult to move around, muddy, awful. But now you see quite a new, simple access. So it's perfect. Loads of shops opening up along here. But look at the edges now. Just look at this infrastructure. It's so walkable. The scale is great. You know, look how creative local people are being with these small kind of interventions that they're doing. Very creative. And again, you see here.
Yes, the local people done these plants.
Yeah. There's so much creativity. And it's that partnership between the kind of design team and the local authority that have done this infrastructure, and then these people that have come and invested and put their time, put their money, put their effort into this, because they believe in this working. And it does work, absolutely works. So again, just see how clean the edges are now. See how simple they've been done. Lots more drainage put in. As I say, we dug this up. This was the very first street that we dug up and put brand new drainage and brand new utilities in. We put a lot of new internet cables, a lot of new power cables, lots of new water. It just allows people to occupy these. Not many properties spaces left now on this street. Most of them have now been let and opened up. Night time just really comes to life. We walk a bit more. Again, one of the things I really like is the level change, that kind of step up onto the patio spaces, and you'll see that a lot. Happens a lot in many of the areas, especially on Tanghang Street. And it just gives that really kind of interesting divide between the public realm and the private realm.
This is very creative, painted by the entrepreneurs.
Yes, there's many paintings actually, many you'll see pop up all over the place. Lots of street art, lots of kind of small interventions and things people have made. And what we're starting to see now is every time we come here, we see a different thing going on. So there's some new properties over there. Looks like there's been new work gone on. I've no idea what that is. It's quite modern.
It's private.
Yeah.
Private house.
Yeah. But what's also really, really important is that you still have like the old grocery shops here. These provide local people with a very simple kind of thing, daily life needs, really. So it's that diverse mix of everyday needs, night economy, and it's really important. You know, the same people still live here. also this is, you've probably seen a couple of bikes go past, this is still a shared surface, so vehicles still use this, but it's safe. It's everybody understands the rules, and it works. It works. But again, we've tried to use materials here which are local materials, which are common to the area. This is existing wall, you see, but also materials which are robust and zero maintenance as well. So we don't need to worry about this. The local people can look after it as they do.
Especially this part.
Yeah, it will last a long, long, long time. And it will, as it ages, it will just improve. So this idea of using, simple materials works really well. It's nothing overly expensive here. It's not expensive stonework. It's simple construction done really well. Onto some more of the private areas here. You see how people are occupying these. It's just this mix of shops. This is a jewellery shop, bars, restaurants, houses, tea shops. Really diverse. This is a new one. I've not seen this one, not been into here yet. Brand new one.
It's newly open.
Yeah.
I think just last 1 week. Within 1 week.
But you see the properties, these are, what I really like about this street is, these are properties and buildings which so many people would just ignore. They think they're awful. They think they're this sort of poor, informal village. But actually, see how creative people have been converting these properties. These really valuable development sites, but it doesn't need to be these kind of traditional ancient buildings. It can be, just as easily, we find the beauty in everything. Now look at this Danway. It's so interesting. And as we walk a little further down Tanghang Street now, we see another one of this is a new development, which was a refurbishment of an old derelict building. That's another conversation we'll have with Mr. Tang, the owner of that building, in the future. Talk to him about how he did that complex development. This is the Danway unit, which is not part of the project yet, but I'm sure in the future they will start to open up and it'll start to become engaged with the public realm. What these guys did do though from the Danway unit is they opened this wall up to make it more connected onto the street, so they could access much of the passing trade. So the other thing we did here is we've put these seating areas in, these just simple informal seating areas, and then this will slowly grow over time as it become occupied by nature.
The stone base was the original wall base, the base of the wall.
Yeah,
the old wall.
Yeah. So this reminds me of those of you who know the work of Richard Sennett. This reminds me of when he talks about borders and boundaries and how you break down those borders and boundaries to create new spatial opportunities. And I think this is what's going on here actually, because now we have this much clearer connection with the Danway on this side that gives them opportunity to engage with the space much better. Let's walk a little bit further. This is a new one, I've not been here yet either. Many. So this is Tanghang Street. This is mostly where the nightlife is. There's two other streets, Ximen Street and Ximen Street, the main streets. They're very different experiences in those. We'll talk about those on a different day. But for now, we'll just focus on Tanghang Street, and you can see this relationship between improving the infrastructure and trusting people to occupy the land either side of that and start to engage with that street. Now, I'm hoping that our friend is in around here. So this is, I'm going to introduce you to our friend we call the Xiaobin Li. He makes oil, and his family have been here for many generations. He's lived here for 40 years or so, something like that.
40 years.
And we're going to go.